Good morning, all. Good morning, all. Today we are going to see how to create interactive e-content. To create interactive e-content, generally we have to learn some of the coding part. We need to learn C, C++, HTML, CSS, Java, and other things. But instead of that, we can create, without knowing the coding, we can create interactive e-content. So that is we are going to learn today. Okay, today we are going to see how to create interactive e-content using H5P. H5P is an open source tool. It's a website. It's an online platform. Using that, we can create interactive e-content. HTML, H5P is nothing but HTML5 package. HTML is a coding. Using that, we are going to create interactive e-content. We no need to learn any HTML coding. So there are some prepared tools. Using that, we are going to do. So what is H5P? H5P is a free and open online platform. It is a free and it's open source. It's an online platform where we can create interactive e-content. So to create interactive e-content, we no need to know any coding. We can simply go into this online platform and we can create any number of e-content. So this is working using the framework based on JavaScript, and also it's collaborated with HTML. So it is called as HTML5 package. So what is interactive e-content? So generally when we put video for children, we are showing some story on the video. The video starts and it ends with a moral. The students will be sitting passive and then the teachers interacts and the teacher poses questions to the children. So that is e-content. So we can make that video as interactive when we are working with H5P. Suppose if a story is going, in between the story stops automatically. Suppose if the story is 10 minutes, the video is going for 3 minutes and then the video stops automatically. And then the questions comes in the video and it asks the children, what is that? What you learn from that? And what is the character name? And what he is doing? And what was the job? Like that, we can ask questions and the students can interact with the video. Sir, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The student can interact with the video, and then when the answers and the video plays automatically. So this type of communication should happen between the e-content and with the learners, or mean the students. So when a content interacts with the student, when the interaction happens with both the end, then it is called as interactive e-content. So why do we need interactive e-content? So interactive e-content, it is a better way to educate or entertain or engage the learner. Your session started. So we can engage the learner, because when we are putting a video for 10 to 15 minutes, the students will watch for 3 to 5 minutes, and then again they talk to themselves, and they will not watch the video. So when the video or when the game or when the activity interacts with them, it makes them to engage and it attracts them. So that's what we need, this type of interactive content in this 21st century. Okay, here we are going for the features of H5P. I am not branding any companies, but here this is the H5P is the open source. That's what we are telling, how we can create e-content. So here there are the 4 features of H5P. The first one is open source. It is open source. It's not free. It's open source. They have given its coding. They have given its coding in the website itself. You can download that coding and then you can create your own platform like this. So it's a open source. There is no license barrier. And then the another important thing is it's online development platform. Because if we need a software, suppose if you want to download some software, when we are downloading, it needs some system requirement. Minimum it needs 8 GB RAM. When you are working on a Photoshop, it needs 8 GB, a minimum 4 GB RAM, and you have to pay for that software. And then the system must have a very good configuration motherboard, and then a very good processor. So we need this type of requirement, and it also occupies the space in your system. And then the files which you are creating, it also occupies space in your system. But when you come into online platform, you no need to install anything. Just go into the Chrome browser and register yourself, and then create content and save the content online itself. And whenever you want and wherever you go, you no need to take your laptop or you no need to take your system. Just you can log in any system, and then you can use the content for your children, for your students. So the best thing is it's an online platform. It's the best feature. And then the very important thing is it's no coding required. We no need to know any coding like C++, Java. Earlier I have told you, it's no coding required. Just you can go. It's like a fast food shop. So everything is prepared, and they can prepare instantly. They can prepare food instantly. So like that, everything is prepared in this H5P, and then you can go into the H5P and you can create as per your requirement. Okay. So this one is for the teachers, course creators, and learners. Generally, the H5P tool is best for the teacher and educators. So they can create content for these children. And then the next one is for the course creators. The course creators is nothing but the creators who are creating online courses for the children. So this one is for the course creators as well as for the learners. Okay. And then the important thing is it can be this H5P is a development tool that can be used create on the H5P site, which I have said earlier. You can go into H5P site and you can create your content. The H5P works only through online. You can also work through offline. For that, you need some other softwares. You have to run your system as a local server, which reduces the system performance. So it's better to go with the online platform, and then it can be created on many resources, and it's a cross platform. It works on Android mobile, it works on system, it works on Windows, and it works on Linux, it works on Mint. And then the another thing is advantage is it can be integrated into multiple platforms. We can integrate this one into multiple platform. Is nothing but this Drupal, Canvas, Moodle, these softwares, this can run. Sir, am I audible, sir? I'm getting some
Yes,
voice
sir.
cracks. Okay. These platforms run in your system as a local server. And then after installing this Drupal and PHP, after that, you can add this H5P tool as a plugin, and then you can use the content from the H5P, and then you can run it offline. My personal suggestion is that it's better to go with online, because this local thing will work only in your system. It will not work with other system. So it's that my suggestion is it's better to go with this H5P site and work through online. Okay. Till now, I have told you that we can create interactive e-content. Generally, it has in H5P we have 46. We have 46 e-content. Here it is mentioned of 48. Sorry, it's 46. There are 46 type of interactive e-content in H5P. So this one is memory game. This memory game, on seeing this image itself, you can able to understand. The student should have to click this card, and the card turns automatically, and then they will match the cards. So you can create this one. this one. You can create this type of content within 3 to 5 minutes. And this one is arithmetic quiz. This one and all they have learned in the first phase. So it requires just 1 to 2 minutes. And this one is image hotspot. So here, if I am clicking any part of the India and I will get information, here I have given text. In this, you can add image. When I'm clicking this, you can add video also. So there are lots of features. This type of thing you can create 5 to 10 minutes. And this one is drag the text. You can drag the text and drop into this box. Just 3 to 5 minutes, you can create, drag the words. You can create like this content within 5 to 10 minutes. This one is drag and drop. Okay, I hope till now you are clear. Now we are going to do some hands-on using this software, using this website. To take this session, I request Mr. Karthikeyan. He is the organizer in UTA Tiruvallur, which is in Chennai. I request Mr. Karthikeyan to take this session. Please, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the wonderful introduction of H5P, sir. Good morning, all. Very welcome to UTS new section. In these 4 days, you will be learning about H5P. We will be having some participants, mixed participants, those who already attend the first phase. But we like to say that this phase will be in different tools. You will be learning different tools other than from the first phase. So it is better to attend this session also. Please don't avoid this session. Okay, let's start. Okay, good morning. For H5P, first of all, we should have a H5P account. So in this session, we will be introducing how to create an H5P account and then how to log in. And then we are going to learn 2 more tools. One is find the word, which is already taught in the first session, but it will be easier for the newcomers to understand about H5P. So we are taking that find the word from the grid. And next, the new tool is we will be going to learn how that will be given in this session. So first, we will have to go to Google and then we have to type H5P. In Google, we have to type H5P. So after entering H5P, you should give enter.
Sir, voice of break out there.
Okay, sir. Here, we are going to select the first one, H5P, create and share rich HTML. H5P.org is the website we are going to use. So I'm going to select this first link. Now we are entering into the home page of H5P. This is the home page of H5P. Here we can see some examples and downloads, documentation, goals and roadmap, forum, login, create free account. If we already having our H5P account, we can immediately go to the login session here. If you are not having the account, we have to create it. So we are going to create free account. So first of all, we have to enter into the H5P homepage, and then we are going to create free account for the first time. I'm instructing for the first users. If you are already having an H5P account, you can directly log in. So we are now going to create a free account. Clicking create free account. On clicking create free account, we are getting a new page. In this you are going to fill up our details. It is nothing but while we are creating a Gmail account, it requires some details about us. Like that, we are going to give some details in H5P user account. It is very user friendly in H5P comparing to other mail ID creation. Now, first of all, we are going to give the username. You can see the red star here. So the red star indicates that it is mandatory. Username, email address, password. These and all mandatory, and we have to give confirm our password here. So first we have to give username. This username should be unique so that any other person should not use the same name. It is a username. It is preferable to have the first session of our email ID will be perfect for our uniqueness. As our email ID is unique, we can take the first part of our email ID, neglecting the @ and gmail.com. We can create our own account. So now I'm going to create a new account with my Gmail ID. Here I am entering my first part of Gmail. So I'm giving my unique name here. And next step, we have to give the email address, which is the same but having the domain with it. You can see this is my email ID. I'm neglecting the domain session in my username so that I should be having an unique name. If you are already the name is existing, we can use some numbers in it, adding some numbers like our year of birth or our variable numbers behind our name. It will also be an unique one. So after entering the username and email ID, I am going to give password. We have to take some time here in the password session, because in the password there are some criteria given here. You can see here, this criteria is to make the password stronger. It should be at least 6 characters, and it should have lowercase letters, and it should have uppercase letter, and it should contain a number and as well as a punctuation. So these are the criteria to make the password stronger. So I am going to give a stronger password. So you can see here, I have given a stronger password, which means I have used all the criteria like a capital letter, a small letter, and a punctuation mark containing a numeric character. So at least 6 character. Then I have to give the same password which I have given earlier. Here I am giving. So after entering the confirm password, you should notice that the password should match each other so that you can get an yes, or else you have to retype the passwords. Again, we are moving on to the bottom of the page. Here you can see some get monthly updates, subscribe, these and all not mandatory, so we can avoid that. But it is mandatory to enter the CAPTCHA. You don't have to worry about CAPTCHA because it is very easy to enter the CAPTCHA in H5P. It is a simple question. You can see here. What do you get? What do you get if you add 2 and 4? Answer is 3-letter word. Why they are giving the hint like answer is a 3-letter word? Because you should not enter any numeric character. So they are giving a hint as it is a 3-letter word. So I'm going to enter. What do I get when adding 2 and 4? Is 6. So I am going to type SIX. Okay, as it is a 3-letter word, I am entering 6 is my answer. Now I am going to click on the create new account. Now it is available at the bottom of the page. So I am going to click it, create a new account. So am I clear about that? Okay. As I am already having this email ID registered, I cannot log into the new user account. If you are a new user with your new email ID, you will be entering the login. Now we can go into the login session. You can simply click login. After creating your account, you will be displayed with a new page and you have to enter the login. Again, you have to click here login so that you will be getting your home page. Am I clear? First of all, you have to create a new account and enter the mandatory fields, username, password, and the email address, and as well as the captcha. And at last, we have to give the create new account. After creating new account, you will be getting a new page. In that, you should enter the login. Here you will see the login. After clicking login, you will be entering into your home page. Depending upon your net speed, you will be getting as soon as possible. Okay, now I have entered here the login page. I have given the credentials. I already saved my credentials here, so I am directly giving login. So this is my home page. You can see some tabs here. This is my username. This is the view. This is edit contents and comments. This is my home page, and we can see the quick links here, which here is tryout H5P, latest release note, content authors tutorials, forum, and recent content which I have created earlier will be available here. If you are a new user, you won't be seeing the recent content as you have not created any content, it will be blank. When we create a single content using H5P tools, you will be displaying here. So this is my home page. Whenever you are working in H5P, you must come to your home page to viewing your contents. You can directly click the My Account here. Wherever in H5P, if you click the My Account page, My Account tab, you will be getting this home page. Here, you can see Tryout H5P. These are the two important aspects in creating a content in H5P. Clicking My Account and getting into Tryout H5P. Is that clear? I think you will be understand this session. After creating your account, you come to your home page. Here you can see view, and in quick links, you are going to give Tryout H5P in our content. So now we are going to create a new content here. So for that, what we have to do, you have to go for Tryout H5P. Every time if you are going to create a new content, you should select the Tryout H5P. Now I am going to click on Tryout H5P. So this is the page where we are going to create our own interactive content within 5 minutes. If we are ready with our content and the concept, we will be creating any e-content within 5 minutes here in this page. In this page, create interactive content. You can see a dialog box opening here in which it is the select content type, H5P hub it is, and we are going to select create content tab. You can see here create content tab and upload tab. We are not going to discuss now. We can discuss it later in the final session. Now we are going to create content. In create content, you can see the search bar. If you type the characters of the tool, letters here, you will be getting the tool easily. You can see what I have used recently. These are the tools I have used recently. For you, it will not be displayed like this. Everyone will be having a different dialog box here. So I am going to uh, teach about find the word. So what I am going to do is I am going to the search bar and I am clicking here and going to type find the words FIND. So you can see three results here. So find contains three tools which are find the words, find the hotspot, find the multiple hotspots. Now what we are going to see is find the words. So I am clicking on find the words. So this is the page we are going to create the content. So here you can see the mandatory fields here are title, task description, word list are the mandatory fields. So these three fields we are going to give here. Before that, I should give you an example for find the word, so that you will be having an idea with that what is the find the word. So I'm going to my account.
சார் ஹலோ
Sir,
சார் அந்த ஜூம்
சொல்லுங்க சார்.
வைக்காதீங்க, அது ஒரு மாதிரி குழப்புது.
Okay, okay.
பக்கத்து மற்ற எதுவும்
Okay,
சேர்த்து.
sir. So here as an example, I'm going to display parts of body, find the word. So this is the output of our creation. We will be going to create after this. So here you can see head, nose, hand, leg, abdomen are the keywords which should be identified in this grid. So we are seeing here hand. So you have to click and drag, and we have to drop. So the hand is selected. Like this, the children have to select each and every keywords given here, and he will be given right or wrong, and how long he had taken for this content to identify the keywords. So shall we begin to create how the content? You can see the words will be shuffled here. It may be like left to right, right to left, top to bottom, bottom to top, and also diagonal. You will be having the words diagonally also. Now we can move to create the find the word. Every time we have to go for the my account and then try out H5P. Yes, this is the page of create interactive content in which we are going to search for find word. In create content, below that we are having a search bar and we should type find the words. Find the words. Okay, this is the find the word and I'm going to select this. Title, I'm going to give the same title, parts of the body. So this is the title I have given. Also, I am going to give what kind of tool am I using. You can see in my account page, I have created a number of contents, but I cannot identify what kind of tool I have used in that. So to make it easier, I am going to type the tool name followed by the title. Why I am giving this is to for our future reference, in which tool we can create parts of body the same title with different tool. So I am giving here find the word as my hint here. Next, the task description is already given here. Find the words from the grid. It may be we can leave that as it is. Next, we are going to give the word list. We have to concentrate here that we should enter our words separated by comma, and there should not be any spaces between the words. We should not enter any special characters. You can see here how we should enter the words in the word list. Comma, separated list of words. This is only we have to do. Comma, separated list of words. The words should be separated with comma. Special characters, white spaces, and numbers are not allowed. You can see here special characters, white spaces, and numbers not allowed here. So we should give only the words separated by commas. I'm going to give head, comma, mouth, comma, leg, comma, ear, comma, hand. Okay, it seems to be enough for me. I have entered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words here. You can enter of your own choice. Also, it is depending on our words, the grid will be the size of the grid depends on our number of words we have given and the number of characters present in the word also be taken into care. If I have entered here abdomen, you can see here, you can see in the next, and now I am going to give these 5 words as the keywords. After entering the title and task description, I have given my words separated by comma. You should not enter comma at the last. So the grid will be having some empty spaces. So we should avoid that comma in the last. We should have only comma between the words. And also no white spaces should be given here. So after creating a content, it is very important to save our content. For saving our content, we should go at the bottom of the page where you can see save. Here save is given. Where it is at the bottom of the page. Every time after creating our content, it is mandatory to save our content. So I'm saving my content. Then we can view the content what we have created. So the 3 things we have to keep in mind is the title, alternative text, and the word list. We can see the word list here. The keywords are head, mouth, leg, ear, hand. Now I'm having a grid size with 5 into 6. This is my grid size, 5 into 6. If you are entering our words with characters more than 5 or more than 6, we will be having a big grid. I'm going to show how it is. Now again, I'm moving on to my account. The recent file which you used will be displayed at the top of your account. The contents created by you will be displayed. The recent content will be displaying at the top. You can see now parts of the body, find the word. So now I'm going to edit this. Here you can see the edit button at the rightmost part of the line. So I'm going to edit. So I'm clicking edit. Fine. Now I'm entering abdomen. This word contains 7 characters, and I'm now going to give save. You can see here another button available here, which is delete. If you have created a same content, you can delete the content by clicking here. But now we don't want to go there. Now I have edited my content. I am now going to give save. After saving, you can see the new grid with big size. Okay, I'm going to view my content. I'm clicking on my parts of body to find the word content. Clicking on it will display your content. Now you can see the grid is little bit bigger. Now it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 into 8. So I am going to select the words here, find the words head. It is not mandatory to search in the order given here. We can even select whichever visible for us. Mouth is visible for me, ear is visible for me, and abdomen is visible for me. Okay, next now we are moving on to the next session, which is head, leg, hand. We didn't find those words. Now I'm going to search for the word. You can see in the first line, hand, H-A-N-D, hand. You can also select from back also. Hand. Next one is leg. And head is, yeah, here it is, head. Okay, fine. I have found all my words. You can see 6 out of 6. I have completed 6 words out of 6 words. What the time I have spent here is 1 minute. If the children needs to try it again, you can give retry here. On giving retry, you can see that the word grid is shuffled and the words will be also be shuffled. Now we had abdomen at the last of bottom of the grid. Now it has been moved to the third row, and it is reversed. You can see the difference that if you're giving retry, it will be getting shuffled. So the student will blindly come, and we cannot come blindly and select the word which the earlier student has selected. We have to concentrate on the words in the grid. Now I'm searching for head. Again, I'm searching head. Yeah, it is here. Okay. Now, after giving retry, I have completed same 6. But you can see here the points will not be displayed as it is a practice session. Okay. Now, is there any doubt in this? I hope there won't be any doubt in this. Shall we move on to the new tool? Sir? Simon sir? Okay, fine. Yeah, understood.
Senior sir? Senior sir.
Actually we are learning find the words.
So some disturbance is coming from your side, sir.
What actually we are learning is find the word from the grid. Okay, understood, sir. 22 seconds is the time spent to find the word. Find the words from the grid. Yes, sir.
I think
okay,
you can
move. Yeah. Okay, we can move to the next tool. So for creating a new tool, we should go to my account. Tell me, sir.
Sir, tell them how to share this one, and then you can.
Sir?
How to share this one?
Okay, so finally.
Yes, sir, you can do fine.
Okay. So for creating a content, I have already told you that we should go for every time we should go to my account. In that, what the tool we have to select is tryout H5P. So my account, tryout H5P for new content creation. For our older content, it will be in the recent content page. Okay. Now we are going to learn about flashcards. So I am entering into tryout H5P.
You all can share the file that will be taught at the end of the session.
Yes, yes. Yes, I'll telling you how to share your link. It is very easy to share your link. So again, we are going to the search bar, and now what the content we are going to learn is flashcard. So I'm typing FLASH. So I'm getting only one relevant search, flashcard. Create stylish and modern flashcards. So what is the difference between the traditional flashcard and this modern flashcard is the student will be interacting with his own hands. In traditional method, we will be showing the flashcard to the student and the student will reply for that. So it is a conversation. But here, the flashcard should be filled in by the student. So it will be interactive for him and make the student be active. Each and every student can be involved in this session. So I'm selecting flashcards. So before going to create, I'm going to give an example for it. This is the flashcard tool. Here I have created a flashcard regarding find the monuments in India. Find the monuments in India. How many cards I have created is displayed here. 3 cards. Out of the 3 cards, I am in the first card. This is the first card. You can see here, identify the monument in the picture is the question, and the student has to type here the answer. Check. So it is correct. Like this, we are going to create 3 cards here. Shall we move? This is the model. I am showing you what is a flashcard is all about, and we are now going to the next page. It is a Qutub Minar. Identify the monument Qutub Minar. Giving check. Now going on to the third one. Identify the monument in the picture. What it is? It is an India Gate monument. After entering the answers, we can go for the show results column. Here you can see the results, 3 out of 3 correct. That's also displaying here. Now we are going to learn how to create these flashcards. Shall we? Okay. For that, what we have to do, we have to go for the My Account, tryout HYP. What is the tool we are going to see now? Flashcards. So I'm entering the flashcard in the search bar and got the flashcards here. Again, I am insisting on the mandatory fields, which are the title, the task description. Here you can see the difference between the find the words tool and here. Each and every tool may differ from each other. As it is a flashcard, we have to show the card to the student. So the aspects here are given mandatory are title, task description, cards. You can add number of cards here. First, what we are going to give title, which is Monuments in India. As I earlier told in the find the word, I am entering the name of the tool here so that I can identify. The title of the flashcard is Monuments in India. As I already created one, I am naming it as tool. The tool is flashcard. Task description. Task description is what the students have to do. So here I am giving the task description as find the monuments in India. Here now the topic is monuments in India and the task description is find the monuments in India. Okay, is it clear? Yeah. Monuments in India, task description is find the monuments in India. So we are going to create the first card. The question what I am going to give to students is identify the monument in the picture. So the question is same for all the cards. I am going to give same question for all the cards. You can give different questions according to your content and the expectation from the student. We can give questions accordingly. Now I am giving identify the monument in the picture. And also I am going to give the answer Taj Mahal. Now I am going to add an image for the flashcard for which we have to go to Google. So we are already earlier itself in the first session, first phase of the session, first day, Simon sir already taught you how to Google some images and just refreshing it. Go to Google and I'm typing Taj Mahal images. You can see number of Taj Mahal images here and we are going to select any one. I'm selecting the first one. Just click on the image so that the images will be open. You should not, every time you should not save the picture as it is displayed here. On simply right clicking here and save image is not appreciable. You have to select that particular image. You have to click on the particular image so that it will be displayed in a big size on your right of the screen, and right click on the image now and save the image. Okay, if you are giving save image here, the image will be blurred, but if you are selecting the save image as in after previewing it in the right side, you will be getting a better image than the image which is available here. So I have already saved some pictures here. So I am adding an image, this image to that card. Where I am saving is this PC, desktop, and a folder I have created flashcards. In that I am going to save this. It is more important to know where we are saving our images so that we can easily identify and select them in our creation job. Like that, you have to get all the images which are suitable for your content. I have just shown one example. You can do for the others. Now, for card, we are going to take image here. I am already downloaded the card. I am going to give add. Just click add. Where we have saved the images in the desktop and in the flashcard folder. So here I am going to select the Taj Mahal. Okay. Again, we have an more as alternative text for image. Here we can type Taj Mahal. So that if you have some connectivity problems, the alternative text will be displayed instead of the flashcard image. Most probably there won't be any problem in viewing your image. Okay, fine. Now I am saving the card. For that we have to go to the bottom of the page and click save. Here you can see 1 out of 1 as we have created only one card. The only card is Taj Mahal and it is displaying here, and we are going to answer it. I'm going to check.
Sir, you typed some wrong answer as well as some case sensitive and lower case also.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Retry and
Okay.
while adding the second
Okay,
card.
sir. Okay, sir. Fine. Second and third, I go. Is it? So I want some more cards in my flashcard. So I'm going to edit menu, which is available here also. You can give edit here or from your home page. I am giving edit now from here. Clicking on edit will display your flashcard content which I have already created. You can see the title we gave, the task description given, and the card, only one card we have given. Now I'm going to add my new card. For that, I'm going to select add card. The question I already said, I'm going to give the same question. Identify the monument in the picture. Now I'm going to give the picture of Red Fort. I'm going to add the image for Red Fort. I have already saved. Here it is. Double clicking on that so that it will be uploaded in my flashcard image. Alternative text is here. You can see a tab called tip. The tip is the clue should be given for the student to identify the what given in the picture. It is easy to identify Red Fort, so we don't need to give tip. Or your content, if you need to give clue for the student, you can give the clue here as a tip. I'm giving the clue here as it is red. I'm giving the clue as it is red. Again, I'm moving on to the bottom of the page. Here you can see a checked box. Require user input before the solution can be viewed. It is mandatory to give the checkbox. So the student may not see the answer before entering his answer. So it is mandatory to always click here. Also, the next one is case sensitive. If we give case sensitive, the student may enter small letter, capital letter, or shuffled one. Now I'm giving the case sensitive here. You can see here, I'm giving case sensitive selected. And now I'm going to save it.
We add at a time all the cards, or can we add one by one card or add at a time?
Sir, not audible, sir.
Can I add cards? Should I save one by one?
Yeah, we can add number of cards No. It is not mandatory to give one by one. You can add number of cards in the first time itself. For the understanding of the participants, I am adding one by one. I will be adding 2 more cards in the upcoming add card session. Now we can see our flashcard is viewing here. You can see here 2 out of 1. First picture I am seeing here. You can see the question here, identify the monument in the picture, and my answer is Taj Mahal. And you can see here I have given TAJ as capital and MAHL in small letter. It is giving wrong. Why it is wrong? I have entered the correct one only, but it is showing that I have entered a wrong answer. You can see here. Now I am going to give red port. Even if I give space, you can see it is wrong. But as I have given space in my answer, the student may not aware of it. If we give like this also, it will be wrong. You can now see here a new icon came here, which is information, which is the tool we have entered their tips. This is the clue for the student. It is red. It is red. You can also give the clue as give space between the words. Like that also we can give the clue here. If I have given give space between this words, the student may aware that he should separate red and fort. So red fort. Now I am giving red fort. It is correct. You can see Taj Mahal is the right answer. I have given Taj Mahal in right answer, but it shows I have entered a wrong one as it is case sensitive. This is the problem in selecting the case sensitive while creating our content. Though the student has entered the correct word, it is showing wrong as we selected the case sensitive one. Now we are going to edit it. You can edit here from here itself. Select edit.
Now uncheck the case sensitive, sir.
Yes. Now I am going to remove the case sensitive part here. And also I am going to add 2 more cards. It's not like that. We should enter one by one card and view it, and again we have to come back and edit, and we have to feed the next card. Not like that. If we are sure about our creation, we can add number of cards here itself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Any number of cards can be given here according to our content. HYP is a tool, and we are giving some examples. And I am also like to hint to my student, give spaces between the words. The tip I am going to give for my student. You can format it bold, italic, or it is a remove text, or center, left alignment normal, paragraph formatting is normal. You can format it as on your wish. Now I have given my tip for the student, and I have removed the case sensitive because it is somewhere we can use the case sensitive for if it is a if I am going to give a flashcard on nouns, I should have the first character as my as capital letter, so I can give the case sensitive there. But it is not mandatory for
Sir, please
entering
reshare
the
your screen, sir.
monuments here.
Karthi sir, please reshare your screen.
Sir,
please reshare your screen, sir.
Screen share only.
Here there is some issues with the recording, sir.
Sir, voice break ஆகுது.
Sir, recording கொஞ்சம் issue இருக்கு. உங்களுக்கு திருப்பி screen disable பண்ணி.
Save here. I am going to save. Okay. After saving, the content is ready to view and to interact. Now the information is not available here as I didn't give tips for the first card. Now I am entering Taj Mahal. In some case, it is not case sensitive for now, but I can give capital letter, small letter, shuffled, so that the answer should be right. Yes, now it is right. As it, although it is capital letter, small letter mixed, the answer is right. This one is, what is the hint I gave here? It is red. So, red 4. It is right. Now, there may be a confusion between India Gate and Gate of India. Now I am giving Gate of India. Is it right? No. So if I gave Gate of India, it is wrong. It is, the correct answer is India Gate. Next one. What is the hint I gave here? Tower in Delhi. Leave space between the words. So I have to separate Qutub and Minar. Now I am giving check. Yeah, it is right. Now I am going to show the results. Show results. Yes, it is not Gate of India, it is India Gate. Now, out of 4, I have given 3 correct answers. Okay. This is the tool we have created. Today's session, what we have learned is how to create an H5P content, and what are the tools we deal with is find the words and flashcards. Now we have created our content. Now you will be having some doubt. How can I share this? It is the big question. Yes, but it is very easy to share our H5P content to others. You have 2 options. One is, first we are going to the My account. In that, what are the content we have created will be displayed here. Today, I have created 2 contents, parts of body and monuments in India. Just right click on the particular content. You can see here, on right clicking, it will be pink background. And you can copy link address here. And we can paste it in our mail and we can send to our friends. This is one method, and we can view that in our mail. This is one method. Also, you can use your H5P content in your mobile also. It is the same as we are seeing in the desktop version. You will be viewing all the elements displayed in the desktop version will be replicated in your mobile also. You can open a Google Chrome and type H5P as we have done earlier here. You can open your Chrome browser and open your H5P page and log in, and after that you will be getting your content displayed here in your mobile itself. In your mobile, you have to long press the content you have created. On long pressing your content, you will be getting these options there. You can copy the link address and you can share it in our WhatsApp assignment, and also you can share it with your friends, and you can share it in the group also. In the assignment, there will be provided a space for, as we are doing the drive link, as we are sharing our drive, saving it in our drive and sharing the link from there. It is not going to be in the case for H5P. You can directly right click the copy link address here, and you can save that link address in your WhatsApp also, and the assignment also. Wherever you have to share, you can share by copying the link address from here. Now I have copied my link address here, and I am opening my Gmail account. I'm going to compose. It's a little bit slower in my network connectivity. So sending a mail is you are well versed with how can you send a mail. While you give compose, the dialog box is open. We are giving examples here for your sharing of your content. It is not that you should share with UTA PDY Gmail. It is not that like that. You can share it to your own email address. You can see my email address is jikarthik81@gmail.com. Sending to my account itself so that it will be here displayed in my inbox. You can see H5P link. I'm giving the subject as H5P link. Now, as I have already copied there in my H5P URL, I'm going to here H5P tab and my page. I'm right clicking on the content parts of body. I'm copying my link address. Now I'm switching on to the next tab, which is my email, and I am going to paste it on in my subject. Okay, this is how we can share with our friends, and I am going to send it. Now you can see the link is available here. You can share like this, and also you can open it in your mobile also. மொபைல் கூட சொல்லட்டுமா இல்ல போதுமா? 11 ஆயிடுச்சு.
Okay, sir. That's all. Okay, sir. இதோட அப்படியே ஸ்டாப் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. மொபைல் வேணா நம்ம சொல்லிக்கலாம்.
ஸ்டாப் பண்ணிக்கிட்டுமா?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you all. Thank you for the patient listening to the session. Hope you understand